Hey everyone, this is Josh from before. I'm coming at you with something a little bit different today because thanks to Instagram user at McFarlane DC Multiverse, we're just seeing our first pictures of some of the upcoming DC Multiverse releases. These are characters that were leaked originally by Voice of Reason, and now these are the first pictures we're seeing of them. And I wanted to just kind of take a quick look at them with you guys and maybe share some of the thoughts that I am having upon the first look here. Keep in mind these characters are photographed in the most sort of neutral, generic A pose that you could possibly put them in, and therefore aren't maybe the most dynamic images we could possibly see of these figures. So the first sort of takeaway is a little underwhelming, but I'm not, fully certain that the final figures will be as underwhelming as they look. So let's just take a look at what he's got here. The first one is King Shazam, and according to the caption on here, this is actually King Shazam the Infected. So here's yet another Jokerized character. I don't know if King Shazam in the comics, is he infected? Is he a Joker type, or is he just a dark version of Shazam? The first thing I see is this big lightning bolt. Remember when I said in the Dark Father review, he had that little bat symbol hanging below his diaphragm, and I was like, ooh, I bet this is a test for something a little more extreme. And there it is. That's a bigger, longer, probably going to be a rubber hanging over piece. I really hope that's not a reuse of just Robin King's feather boa or feather shawl sort of he had around his shoulders, because that definitely is Infected Superman's cape in just a different color. So man, I'm really hoping this isn't the same experience we've had already with just the reuse. So now, like, is this maybe potentially a reuse of that same Infected Superman torso? That head looks a little even close to Infected Superman's head. So I hope we're not in for like a disappointing, just sort of mostly repaint there. Here's Dark Knight Returns Batman, and I think surprising everyone, it's the armored version, and not just the classic gray costume. At least that's surprising to me, and I think I rather would have seen that regular gray costume. But there's some interesting stuff here. So one thing I don't see is any articulation. Now, does that mean this is pre-tooling, and this is just what the actual digital sculpture looked like? Because this has this King Shazam you can see all the articulation in there. So has this not had it added yet? I think it actually has. I think you're gonna see a torso, a waistline, the way that Last Night on Earth Batman, the Arkham, the straitjacket Batman had. And is this rubber at the elbows and in the hip? Is that completely soft material? Is it going to have hidden articulation? I think it's possible. I think they've been trying to do stuff like that, and they might be really taking some chances and making some leaps there with this figure. I'm really excited to see more pictures of that, because if they're trying to hide articulation behind rubber pieces, I mean, that's pretty advanced for a $20 figure. That's pretty high level stuff. Another thing you can see in these photos is they're slated for August of 2021. And here is Wonder Woman. This is the Wonder Woman designed by Todd McFarlane. My first impression is that those colors are really loud. They look like early 90s, like candy coated kind of Saturday morning cartoon colors, a little bright, not what I expected. Although, is this like sort of a glittery silver in there? That could be really awesome if that silver has the same sort of depth as the gold paint. Because I feel like silver paint always just feels a little dull. So if they're actually really got some real nice texture in that silver, maybe it's just the sculpt of the shield. Yeah, I can't wait to see higher resolution photos of this. I hope that it just fits. I hope it feels like it fits in with the Todd designed Batman. Even though if they're not your favorite sort of designs in the world, that they're interesting. And yeah, that's all I'll say about that. In the middle, we've got Etrigan, and they're just kind of listing him as the demon from the source is listed as Demon Knight. And a little underwhelming, I think, just seeing him in this pose. I guess I hope, when they do the bigger sort of characters, that they do them in a way that's like at least as good and impressive as Devastator was. And that they really lean into the crazier body shapes. And it might just be that sort of like we're seeing him right next to like this armored Batman, which is probably going to be a pretty hefty figure. This Etrigan will probably be, am I saying that right? Etrigan? Why can't I ever say that? Hopefully that Etrigan will be in that same vein as the oversized characters like Devastator and Gorilla Grodd, and just have a little bit of something different than the just normal shaped and sized characters. That it's one of the things I love about this line is that the different proportions of the different characters, and when they lean into those and exaggerate the body shapes of those characters. So looking forward to seeing these in higher resolution images, and maybe just in some more dynamic photos, and not just the ones that are here as shown in Previews World magazine. So anyway, thanks to McFarlane DC Multiverse for sharing these, and for Voice of Reason as well for leaking those a few months back. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.